I'm Yaneli, also known as Miss Be Helpful, with another FinCap Friday brought to you by NGPF. In March 2020, the Federal Reserve dropped interest rates to zero, and people flipped out. But let's back up. What is the Federal Reserve, and why would they do this? The Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States, which is a fancy way to say that it's the official bank of the American government. It has three main functions. One, to make sure that the markets are financially stable. This means that people and businesses should be able to get real estate, bank accounts, loans, investments, and more when they need to. Two, supervising and regulating financial institutions. In other words, the big bank makes rules that all the little banks have to follow. Three, conducting monetary policy. That means they set and change interest rates in the US based on how the economy is doing. Now, it is no secret that the economy took a big hit in March 2020 because of COVID-19. People and businesses had to slow down their usual activity to prevent the pandemic from spreading. Now, a lot of people were out of work and they had to borrow to get by. Businesses were closing down and some even chose to take out business loans to stay afloat. So, by dropping the federal funds rate to zero, banks are able to borrow money at a super low interest rate. So they can then issue people personal loans, car loans, credit cards, business loans at a really low interest rate. This gives people and businesses access to money at a really low fee. Now, the leader of the Federal Reserve is called the chair of the Fed, and they get appointed by the president, but then they have to get approved by the Senate. On November 5th, 2020, after 2 days of meetings at the Federal Reserve, the chair of the Fed announced that they wouldn't be changing anything about interest rates because, well, they're already at 0%. The Fed chair emphasized that while the Fed does have the power to lend money, it does not have the power to spend money. So the Fed can't really directly help individual Americans who are struggling besides dropping interest rates to zero. In order for another stimulus package to come, Congress would have to issue it. Many people noticed that the Fed chair has been a little fed up after urging Congress over and over again to pass another stimulus plan that would help Americans recover from the effects of coronavirus. Now, will they listen? That's a question we'll just have to wait to answer.